Hi everyone and welcome to Warren's Team Talk. I hope you're well today and having a great day. And thanks very much for coming and joining me. And today we've got the Saturday Match Day Live, as we always do on the Saturday afternoon. It's the number one show on YouTube for keeping up to date with what's going on up and down the whole of the United Kingdom in the football. So let's hope that we have a great afternoon, as we always normally do. And I hope you're all well and having a great day. It's lovely to see everyone. And before we get started, let's just have a look and see who we got in the comments. And we've got Henry Ray Baker. He's saying, afternoon, Warren, mate. Let me just call that up, put it up on the screen. He's going, afternoon, Warren, mate. Just popped in to give the video a like. Enjoy your football. And come on, you Gunners. Yeah, exactly. Come on, you Gunners. Talking of which, currently Arsenal are leading 2-0 at home against Manchester City, and Forest have just flashed one past Ramsdale's right-hand post. And, let's just hope they hold on to, get the 3 points. I was really annoyed and alarmed by the lineup, but so far we've managed to get away with it. Whether we'd get away with it against a stronger opposition is a completely different matter entirely, because I don't think we would. But that's another matter, and that's for another day. Today we're here to talk about the Match Day Live, and let's see what happens. So, it's just a corner just gone in and it's gone out for another corner. Tomiyasu is on and defending. It's nice to see him back fit again. 20 minutes to go. And, let's see what happens with this corner. Forest have got a corner on the left-hand side of Arsenal's penalty area. The ball comes floating into the box and no one managed to get a touch on it. It's a bit alarming, really. Like to have seen either Ramsdale catch that or at least get a fist on it, and or someone get a head on it. So, yeah, you have to have concerns about that. I mean, against strong opposition, someone with a bit of prowess in the air, they could have put that away. Anyway, Forest are making 2 substitutions, and so anyway, that's enough of that, and let's get on with the show. So, what have we got today? What have we got today, people? Let's have a look. So, right, just to let you all know that the 2023-24 season's Warren's Team Talk Super 6 league is open. I think we've got about 10 people involved with that at the moment. So if you want to be involved in that, there is a link in the description. And all you need to do is just click on the link, and it may ask you, I think it's going to ask you for a code. The code is in the description as well. So if you want to be involved, just click on that. It's just a bit of fun, a bit of banter for everyone, really. So if you want to be involved, then, the information about it is all in the description. So please make sure you go and check that out. We've just had 2 other chats just come in, which is lovely to see. James Dunlop says, afternoon, Warren. Hope you're well, mate. Arsenal, as they should be, in control in this game. Yeah, it looks like it, mate. It looks like it. I was a bit alarmed by the lineup, I have to say. But we seem to be getting away with it at the moment. I don't think we've had it completely our own way, but you're not going to in the Premier League, I guess. And finally, Trossard is coming on, so that's good news. And Del Boy Gunners in, he says, what's the crack, Warren? Mate, I'm absolutely buzzing. I've had a good morning and got the show ready, and was having a bit of banter with somebody else. You know all about that. So anyway, it's good. It's a good morning. Del Boy Gunner says, hi, James. And James Dunlop says, hi, Del Boy. And James says, last night it was business as usual with Man City and with Ireland. Yeah, mate. It's a bit scary, really, isn't it? You know, they seem to romp to an easy win there. So, and Joanne's just popped in as well. Hi, Joanne, darling. I hope you're well. How's your cats? I hope they're all doing well. All 10 of them. Is it 10 that you've got now, or is it 12? I never can really keep up. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Joanne's house is like a sort of a cattery or like a rest home for stray cats and, you know, all manner of feline friends and what have you. So fair play to Joanne. And Joanne says hello to everyone in the chat. Fair play to you, Joanne. James Dunlop says hi, Joanne. And Joanne says one went yesterday. Okay. So you're finding homes for them all, so that's good. Yeah, so let's have a look at the league tables. There's not really much to report. We've only had one game. The EFL Championship, currently Watford are sat top after their 4-0 win last weekend. Stoke City are second, Plymouth are third, Ipswich fourth, Southampton fifth, and Blackburn sixth. And Leicester and Norwich just sat behind them. So in the relegation zone, you've got Huddersfield, Rotherham, and QPR. But like I say, you can't really take any notice of it at this stage of the season. And then back in the day when I was a kid, the league table wouldn't be published until 4 games had been played. And I think there's a much better way of doing it, but still, there you go. So League One, Barnsley are sat top. They won 7-0 on the first weekend of the season. And Exeter City are second. Then we've got Bolton, Blackpool, Cambridge, and Charlton. And in the bottom 4, you've got Lincoln, Wycombe, Port Vale, and Wigan Athletic. League 2, Sutton United sit proudly top, so fair play to them. I'm sure my mate Donkey will be really pleased about that. He only lives about 5 minutes walk from the ground, so bless him. Accrington Stanley is second. And then we got Milton Keynes Dons, Salford City, Barrow, and Morecambe. And then in the bottom 4, you've got Wrexham, Forest Green Rovers, Newport County, and Notts County. So the 2 sides who come up from the National League are both sat in the bottom 4. But like I say, it's only one game, so don't really mean anything at all at this stage. So anyway, let's carry on. The Scottish Premiership, Celtic won their first game of the season. They won 4-2 against Hearts. They won 4-2 against Hearts. They won 4-2 against Ross County. And their massive rivals, Rangers, they lost away 1-0 to... They lost 1-0 away to Kilmarnock. And, so that was a bad result for them. If they lose again today and Rangers win, Celtic win this weekend, I think that's it. Title race is over already, just after 2 games. I know it sounds mad, but such is the nature of Scottish football that I can't see him clawing back a 6-point deficit. But there you go. And the 3 p.m. kickoffs today in the Premier League, we've got Bournemouth against West Ham, Brighton against Luton, Everton against Fulham, and Sheffield United against Crystal Palace. And in the Scottish Premier League, you've got Rangers against Livingston, Ross County against St Johnstone, and St Mirren against Dundee. In the Championship, we got Birmingham against Leeds, Cardiff City against QPR, Huddersfield against Leicester, Hull City versus Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich versus Stoke City, Millwall against Bristol City, Preston North End versus Sunderland, Rotherham United versus Blackburn Rovers, Southampton versus Norwich, Watford versus Plymouth Argyle, and West Bromwich Albion against Swansea City. Then in League One, we've got Bristol Rovers against Barnsley, Burton Albion versus Derby County, Cheltenham Town versus Bolton Wanderers, Exeter City versus Blackpool, Fleetwood Town versus Cambridge United, and yeah, I thought there'd been a goal there, but not. Leyton Orient against Portsmouth, Lincoln City versus Wycombe Wanderers, Oxford United versus Carlisle United, Peterborough United versus Charlton Athletic, Port Vale versus Reading, Stevenage versus Shrewsbury Town, and Wigan Athletic versus Northampton Town. Right, okay, so next one, League Two. We got Wimbledon against Wrexham, Barrow against Sutton United, Bradford City versus Colchester United, Gillingham versus Accrington Stanley, Harrogate Town versus Forest Green Rovers, Mansfield Town versus Morecambe, Milton Keynes Dons versus Tranmere Rovers, Newport County versus Doncaster Rovers, Notts County versus Grimsby Town, Salford versus Crawley Town, Swindon versus Crewe Alexandra, and Walsall versus Stockport County. And then the main games that well, not the main games, but just the games that I'm going to focus on for showing their lineups and formations are Brighton against Luton, Rangers against Livingston, Southampton against Norwich City, and Walsall versus Stockport County. Now, there's a problem with the Walsall and Stockport County game. I couldn't get the formation for the Walsall in their game against Stockport County. By the time I had to go live, the BBC website hadn't put it up. So sorry about that. I've got all the rest of them, but not that one. So you'll see what I mean in a minute anyway. And those 4 games will be the one that will be on the Warren's Team Talk scoreboard for today. So the lineups and formations. This is the lineup for lineups for Brighton and Hove Albion and Luton Town. Brighton's lineup is Steele, Dunk, Milner, March, Dahoud, Pedro, Gross, Welbeck, Mitoma, Van Hecke, and Estupiñán. And the young fella Ferguson is sat on the bench. Not sure about that. I'm not sure that's particularly good idea. I'd like to see him starting, to be honest. Luton Town, they're gone with Kaminsky, Kabore, Anderson, Lockyer, Bell, Giles, Nakamba, Mapanzu, Chong, Morris, and Adebayo. And Brighton are going with a 4-4-2, and Luton are going with a 3-5-2. Rangers, this is their starting 11. They've gone with Butland, Tavernier, who's captain, Sutar, Balogun, Barisic, Raskin, Cifuentes, Cantwell, Lammers, Dessers, Danilo, and Livingston. They're going with a lineup of George, Devlin. I'm assuming he's the captain because it's in blue. Obileye, De Lucas, Brandon, Shinnie, Holt, Montano, Zangara, Nuble, and Kelly. And their formations, Rangers are going with a 4-3-3, and Livingston are going with a 3-5-2. And yeah, it looks like Notts Forest scored. I knew that Arsenal wouldn't get through the game without conceding. Forest have scored in the 82nd minute. Obi Winye, or whatever his name is, has managed to get the goal. As hopefully that they don't manage to get a second one, which they nearly did. Anyway, so Southampton against Norwich. Southampton, Their lineup is Bazunu, Walker-Peters, Stevens, who's captain, Badnarik, Manning, Smallbone, Armstrong, Alcaraz, Edozie, Telia, and another Armstrong. And Norwich, they're going with Gunn, Stacey, Duffy, Gibson, Giannalis, Sarah, McLean, Rowe, Hernandez, Barnes, and Sargent. And their formations, Southampton are going with a 4-3-3, and Norwich are going with a 4-3-1-2. And Walsall's lineup is Evans, Gordon, McEntee, Daniels, Hutchinson, Fawkes, Draper, Williams, Hussey, Stoke, and Johnson. And Daniel is the captain there. And Stockport County's lineup is Hinchcliffe, Knoll, Torre, Horsfowl, Southern Hales, Madden, who's captain, Savicevic, Powell, Pye, Barry, and Johnson. And so this is what I was saying. There was no Walsall lineup when I went live, so unfortunately I can't supply that. But Stockport County lineup is their formation is a 3-4-3. So there you go. And these are the games that are going to be on the scoreboard today. And talking of which, let's get that scoreboard up. So hold on, let's get it open. And get the scoreboard on the screen. That and just give me 2 secs, and then we can get moving. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Right. So, okay, there's the scoreboard, and let's get into the chats. Right, okie dokie. So, where were we? And Joanne saying another kit goes on Tuesday. One went, and she's saying one went to my friend who lives near, so I will see it still. That's nice. That's good. At least you can still get to see it. And Joanne said, I said 3-0 today. Well, currently it's 2-1. There's about 3.5 minutes to go. I said 4-2 to be frank, but James Dunlop, Middlesbrough started slowly. Great win for Coventry in the early game. Yeah, 100%, mate. Because they're a bit unfortunate to miss out on the playoffs, in my opinion. But still, you know, the season in the Championship is 46 games, not any more, not any less. So you need to keep going for the whole time. James Dunlop says, I can't see that markable lasting long at Rangers. No, neither can I. Because if they lose, like I said, if they lose today and Celtic win over the weekend, then I think that's it. I think it's done and dusted, and I think he'll be done and dusted as well. The trouble with him, he just talks too much. He just doesn't shut up talking. And Joanne says, egg fried rice nearly scored. Well, there you go. There you go. And James said, big, massive good luck to Luton Town today. Yeah, the return to the top flight of English football. I remember when they were in top flight before and they had Big Mick Arthur playing up front. He was a right handful. is a real big old lump, and it was hard as nails. He really was. He'd certainly ruffle a few feathers if he was playing today, that's for sure. I don't think he'd finish many games, though, put it that way. Joanne says Nottingham Forest have scored. Yep, they did. It was 2-1 now. James says 2-1 now. Edgy finish this could be. Yeah, probably will, mate. Given the way Arsenal finished last season when they were conceding 2s and 3s every week. James says this is a tasty game now. Yeah, it will be. And Corvo NUFC says, big up Warren and chat. Nice to see you, fella. Thanks for coming back. Lovely to see you. I hope you're well, mate. And I hope you enjoy the show. James Dunlop says, indeed, Joe, momentum has fully switched now. It certainly has, mate. And they will be pumped up and like believing they can get an equaliser. And why shouldn't they? That number 9 of theirs, he looks a right old lump. I tell you, I wouldn't want to be marking him. Akers says Arteta is so out of its depth. It is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, that is the problem, isn't it? It's just, I just don't get him. And I don't understand what all the fuss is about this fella. And the upper tier says, big up Warren and crew. Good luck to everyone for the new season. Thank you, Niall. No. Please tell me what the hell is going on with this damn Caicedo deal. I'm hearing one thing from one place, something completely different from somewhere else. I want someone to tell me what's going on, and I can't think of anyone better than your good self to tell me, because you know your football, you know your stuff. Liverpool's your club, so. Let's see what the crack is. If you can share some information about it, then I'd love to know what it is. That's a massive handball there from Kai Havertz. If that doesn't get given, that'll be absolutely shocking. And Joanne says, hello, Niall. It's a corner. Was it an Arsenal corner? Yeah, so it's an Arsenal corner. Let's see what happens here. And it gets headed clear. Fella tries to kick it and completely missed it. Who the hell was that? Please tell me that wasn't Odegaard. Jesus Christ. That is shocking. Yeah, it was Odegaard. Well, what a surprise. And hey, Joanne says the upper tier. And Corvo, NUFC, Rodgers is winning that treble. The man will steamroll that league again. Yeah, he will. 100%. He's already laid down the law to some of the players. Like, he had a word with Leo Abada. Apparently, he was late for a meeting or something, and he's warned him in no uncertain terms that if he does anything like that again, he'll be severely disciplined. And rightly so. Joanne Smith says, no, did you do a show this week for predictions? I don't know if he did, because I've been up to my eyes in it this week. Joseph Hanlon's in the chat, and he says, big up, Warren. Nice to see you, Joseph. I hope you're well, mate. Thanks for coming and tuning in. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant day and that you enjoy the show. And Akers says, City already looking on different levels already. It's frightening and scary. Mate, they're just a different animal, aren't they? They really are. James said, I had Arsenal to win today, Brighton to beat Luton, Fulham to win, West Ham, Sheffield United and Palace as a draw, and Newcastle today to win today in Premier League games. Mate, James, why don't you join our Super 6 competition? The link for it is in the description. You just have to put a code in. That's all you got to do. If you want to download the app for it, you can. It's completely free. Don't cost you anything. It's just a bit of laugh and a bit of banter. And I'm sure that you will absolutely smash it, because I remember when I did my own personal version of it about 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. You absolutely smashed that one. You came just behind me, I think, in that league. So yeah, you want to join, you're more than welcome, and it'd be a pleasure to have you on board, as it would be you, Niall. If you want to join our little Super Six, you're more than welcome. The link is in the description. As it is, it's open to anyone who comes on this channel. If they want to be involved in it, there's a link in the description of this video for it. And it's just a good opportunity to have a good bit of banter and a bit of a giggle. And Upper Tier says, agent messed up the whole deal. Now looking really bad. Player caught in the middle. Brighton a difficult situation now. Chelsea up the wall with FFV. Total mess. Sounds like he might be staying where he is then, if that's the case. Sounds an absolute shambles. Sounds like the sort of thing that Edu would do. It really does. It sounds terrible, Niall. James Dunlop says, yeah, because I heard, I'm going to come to you in a minute, James. What I heard was that the player wanted to go to Chelsea, but Brighton was saying, no, you're not going to Chelsea. We're not selling to Chelsea. So, and that was that. So, it just sounds a complete and utter shambles, mate. James Dunlop, at least the Harry Kane saga is finally over, and he could play tonight as well. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that he might be playing tonight for Bayern. I think they're playing the German Super Cup or something, isn't it, tonight? So that'd be interesting. He'll probably go and bang a hat trick. But yeah, I would have liked Arsenal to go in and test Tottenham by making a bid of about 120, 130 million. Just see what Tottenham would have done, because it would have freaked them out. They wouldn't have known what to do. It would have caused absolute chaos. And Niall says, I did, Joanne, Thursday tier talk. Yeah, please make sure, guys, that you subscribe to Niall's channel, The Upper Tier. He's got a brilliant channel there. He talks about wrestling. He talks about football. He's got a prediction show on a Thursday. He does previews and reviews. He does this. He's got his podcast called the Shankly Sessions, because he's a massive Liverpool fan. So go and check that out. Also, please make sure you go and check out Del Boy Gunner's channel as well. Absolutely brilliant channel he's got there. So please make sure you go and check that out. I absolutely love Del Boy's show. It's brilliant, especially his fan calling shows. I think he's doing one at the moment. So when you finish here, you might want to go and check it out. Do it on playback or something. So yeah, make sure you do that. James Dunlop says West Ham to win. I was meant to put in. Yep, I think that they're going to win as well. And Corvo, NUFC, if we get a draw with Villa today, I'll take that all day. Yep, I think that's going to be a really interesting game, because Newcastle now, they've sort of established themselves at the top end of the Premier League table. And not only that, Villa have spent a lot of money over the summer and brought in some real high quality, top quality players. So, and looks like Arteta is in trouble with a fourth official. He's arguing the case. Just shut up, man, and stop behaving like a moron. So yeah, I agree with Corvo. 100%. Caicedo is walking about London like a lost puppy, just getting waiting to get adopted. Bless him. Yeah. James Dunlop says, just join your league in the Super 6 run. I did my actual predictions earlier in the week. Thank you very much, man. That'd be fantastic. I'm really happy that you're part of that because you're a top man, and I really respect your opinions. And the Arsenal game's finished. I think it's finished 2-1 to the Arsenal. So that's a good 3 points. So fair play. And Akers says Carl Volcano Walsh will be interested to hear his comments on the game. Yeah, it certainly will. Top man, I love Carl. He's absolutely superb. Akers says full time 2-1 Arsenal. Let me turn off my tablet. Yeah, the crowd don't look very happy, but still, there you go. 2 secs, people. Right. Okay, day. Turn. I need to hold on. It's going banging in my ear. So it's because when you get old, you have to have things like hearing aids. My hearing aids have got Bluetooth on them, and they're linked to my tablet. They're also linked to my headphones. So it's an absolute shambles, to be quite honest. Yeah, there we go. Right, so, and I've also got live score on my phone as well. So it's all going off at the Warren's Tea Talk office this afternoon. James Donlott says, well, it's a winning start for Arsenal, but that could have been a bit of a worrying start. Forest, to their credit, kept themselves in the game. Just the case of too little, too late. Yeah, it was, and I am concerned about it, I have to say, because we're going to come up against stronger opposition than that, and we need to be a bit more on it than that. And if you're going to compete with City, you've got to be blowing these teams away. That's my opinion. Others will have a different opinion about it, but yeah, I think you do. That's my opinion. Arsenal could struggle to beat. They could win every game they play this season and struggle to do so, and they would be champions. So, what do I know? Akers says Prince was saying that Eddie Nketiah will be scoring a bag full of goals for Arsenal this season. Who said that? Prince. Prince who? Who the hell's Prince? Not the artist formerly known as Prince, was it? Or was it Prince Charles or Prince William? Who was it? Prince who? Akers, I need more information, mate. James Donlott says, all eyes on Liverpool tomorrow. If they want to keep up with Man City, they've got to start off fast as well. Not just not just Arsenal. Yeah, and they have to. They have to, mate. And James, what do you think Everton's going to do? How do you think Everton will do this season? Because I'd like to see Everton now start to pull away from the relegation zone, to be frank, mate. And I don't know. I just think all the time. But the only thing is, all the time that Moshiri fella is there, I think there's going to be an issue at that club. I really do. So the upper tier says Everton relegated. No. Don't be upsetting James. Please don't upset my mate James. Please. No. Now. We've got a bit of a Merseyside derby going on in the chat. And by the way, you're both absolute legends in my book. Absolute legends. James Dunlop and the upper tier. Absolute legends. And what have we got here? And Joseph O'Hanlon says, "Oh, my cousin." What's your cousin done, Joseph? Tell me. Let spill the beans, my friend. The upper tier says they've gone backwards from last season and about to lose Onana. Oh dear, oh dear. Two of them. Joseph, I ain't got a clue what you're talking about, mate. Sorry, I'm really, really sorry. James Dunlop says, as I said, nothing but relegation fight again. Our lineup today has got no goal threat at all. For the first time since 2007, I've not gone to the first home game of the season. But James, are you going to start going to see Tranmere? Honestly, mate, I've done it myself. I had this spell when I was really, really annoyed with Arsenal. I went and watched Maidstone United when they were playing in the 4th division. And I loved it. Honestly, I really did. I really enjoyed it. Went to some amazing places I'd never got to go to. And went to, where did we go? Went to Crewe, went to Stockport, we went to Rochdale, Carlisle United. It was absolute madness. Acres. Oh, Prince Fraud, Carl Volcano's best friend. Mate, I can't stand that fella. I can't. I think he's an absolute wrong un. James Donlop says, no longer a season ticket holder, which isn't a bad thing because of my health. Laugh at that. Oh, no. Are you okay, James? No, seriously, though, are you all right, mate? I hope that you're not really unwell. And Joseph O'Hanlon says, support Everton. Oh, what? Your cousin supports Everton or you support Everton? And whichever one of you it is, then you got my full sympathy. And that's coming from a Paul fan who doesn't want them relegated. See, the thing is, Noel, if they go down, if they do get relegated, you will miss that derby. I'm telling you. Because I remember the year that Spurs got relegated and we never had a North London derby for a season. It was awful. It was awful. I missed the North London derby. Upper says, go see Tranmere. The way things are going, they'll be playing against them. No, that's a bit strong. James Dunlop says, I can't get to any Tranmere games. I can't get to any Tranmere games. Mainly things at home and work-related clash with their games. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I hope everything's okay for you, though. Are they still playing on Friday nights, though? Or have they stopped that? Because I remember years ago, they would play on a Friday night so that they didn't clash with Liverpool or Everton games. So they would play on Friday night, and because they thought they could attract bigger crowds by doing that. And Joanne Smith says Bournemouth 2, West Ham 1. Are these your predictions, Joanne? I don't like it when you put these scores in right at the beginning of the show because I think that's the actual scores. Let me see. Well, there's been a few goals, people. We'll go through those in a minute. And Joseph says 2 of them. I'm Chelsea. Oh, fair play to you, mate. I don't think I've had a Chelsea fan on here before. But fair play to you. It's nice to see you, buddy. And James Dunlop says, I'm fine, Ron. It was just mentally affecting me, but I feel a bit healthy since I walked away. Well, fair play, man. I mean, I know. I mean, obviously, I don't know what it's like for you, but I remember having a similar feeling about Arsenal, and it's starting to affect me like that again now. It really is. And the upper tier says, boom! Exactly, mate. And Joanne says, Brighton 0, Luton Town 1. Right, okie dokie. So let's go. At this point, let's go around the grounds. So, Well, on here in the Premier League, it's all goalless at the moment, apart from the Arsenal game that's now finished. All the games are goalless. Let's go and see what's going on in the Championship. And in the Championship, it finished Coventry City 3, Middlesbrough 0. It's currently goalless in all the other games, except for the game at Southampton. It's currently Southampton 0, Norwich City 1. And the Canaries have taken the lead in the 7th minute. Sargent scored for Norwich, and that goal was assisted by Stacey. So here we go, people. So there you go. It's Southampton 0, Norwich City 1. So let me just update that scoreboard. So it's Southampton 0, Norwich City 1, and it's Walsall 0, Stockport County 0. So there we go. And let's check all the other games. See what's going on there. And the game between Watford and Plymouth Argyle is goalless, as is the game between West Brom and Swansea. In League One, it's currently Bristol Rovers 0, Barnsley 1. Cadden scored in the 7th minute there. That goal was assisted by Watters, and what else have we got? So it's Bristol Rovers 0, Barnsley 1. It's Burton Albion 0, Derby County 1. Collins scored in the 7th minute for Derby County, and that was assisted by Hurahan. And the other games, all the other games are goalless in League One. So, yeah, it's started off a bit pacey like it did last week on the show. So that's good news. So that's League One. Let's have a look, see what's going on in League Two. What the hell happened here? Oh, well. Scores, fixtures. League One, League Two. So League Two, it's all the games are goalless in League Two, except for 2 of the games, and that's the games at Milton Keynes Dons and Newport County. So let's go to Newport County. It's Newport County 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. Palmer Holden scored for Newport County in the 6th minute to give them the lead. So it's Newport County 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. And then James. It's Milton Keynes Dons 1, Tranmere Rovers 0. And Elsa gave Milton Keynes Dons a lead in the 7th minute, and that goal was assisted by Gilby. So the Dons 1-0 up there. So all we're left to do now is go up to Scotland and see what's going on in the Scottish Premier League. And it's currently Rangers 1, Livingston 0. Lammers has given Rangers the lead after 10 minutes. And I suppose I have to do this. And I have to update my scoreboard as well. So let's get the scoreboard updated. Where is it? Where are you? Let's be having you. So it's Rangers 1, Livingston 0. And let's go back here. And it's Ross County 0, St Johnstone 0, and St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. And Shaughnessy scores an own goal. It's given St Mirren the lead home to Dundee. So it's St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. And I think, personally, St Mirren are going to have a good season this season. They did really well last season, and I don't see any reason why they can't do the same again this year. So St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. What's that? Thought I heard something weird then. Anyway, so here we go. So of those 4 games on the scoreboard, it's Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Luton Town 0, Rangers 1, Livingston 0, Southampton 0, Norwich City 1, Wolves 0, Walsall 0, Stockport County 0. So let's go back into the chat because I'm aware there's loads and loads of comments waiting in the chat. And James says they played Friday night games last season, not a lot, but they sometimes do. I think it's a good idea, James. I really do. Because the reason I think it's a good idea, particularly if you've got massive clubs on your doorstep, then, you can, attract fans that, might be at a loose end and they want to go to a game and whatnot. But they've got their main club to go and watch at the weekend. So I think it's not a bad idea. Joe's going Everton 1, Fulham 1. Yeah, I think Everton will win 1-0 personally. And Joseph O'Hanlon says Daddy's Arsenal. There you go. I bet there's a bit of friction in the house then when Arsenal play Chelsea. Sheffield United 2, Crystal Palace 1. I just want to reiterate to everyone, these are Joanne's predictions. They're not the scores of the games as they're playing at the moment. She's got a tendency to throw them in the chat about 5 minutes into the show and it confuses people. Bless her. I love Joanne. She's so funny. The other tier says James crossed the park, pal. Will make room for you. Dear Lord. No. I don't think that's ever going to happen. No. I don't think that would ever happen, mate. Jace Dunlop says, not a chance, no. Laugh out loud. Exactly. Gee, that'd be like me putting on a Tottenham shirt. Never in a million years. Laugh out loud, says the upper tier. And Irish Gunners says, are you happy with the Arsenal result? Yeah, man, it's a good start. Or you can't ask for any more than a victory on the opening day of the season because the players still won't be entirely settled into the team because don't forget we had 3 new signings starting today. So all 3 of those 3 new players all started. So it's going to take time to get them settled into the team. Yes, two of them have played in the Premier League before, so they know all about the Premier League, but they need to get used to playing with their teammates, and it's not going to just happen just after a couple of meaningless pre-season friendlies. It's going to take time. Joanne Smith says Newcastle 0, Emery 2, Aston Villa. Good evening, Villa. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw, Joanne, if I'm honest. James says Norwich lead at Southampton in the Championship currently. Yeah, I saw that, mate. That's for me, that's a bit of a turn up, but fair play to Norwich. Joanne says, that's my predictions. Yes, fair play, Joanne. You're so funny. And James says Rangers have just scored against Livingston. Yeah, we just saw that. Fair play, mate. The upper tier, Luton to beat Brighton. Big shout, Joanne. I think Brighton will destroy them. Yeah, the thing is that everyone keeps going on about Brighton and now what a good season they're going to have. But look at the players that in the last year or so that they've lost. And they've lost a lot of really good players. They've lost Trossard. They've lost McAllister. They've lost that fella, that guy with the hair that went to Chelsea. They've lost a lot of players, and for some bizarre reason, they got Ferguson sitting on the bench. I don't get it. And James Dunlop says, "Did you watch the World Cup matches earlier, Warren? What you mean, like at Christmas? And the Christmas gone, or are you talking about this Women's World Cup thing?" And England just about got over the line against Colombia. Oh, you're talking the Women's World Cup? Not really. I have to say I'm not a great fan of it. I mean, Arsenal are causing me enough stress, to be quite frank. Arsenal and the Scottish national team cause me more than enough stress to be going on with. Thank you very much. So, yeah, adding another one to the mix. No, thank you very much. And Bargav says, "What up, Warren?" No, I'm good, man. Thank you very much. I hope you're well. Hit the likes for the Saturday special. Yeah, please, everyone, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. And also, please make sure you go and check out all the channels that are in the chat today. Niles, Upper Tier, Del Boy Gunner was in here earlier as well. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. And who else have we got in here? I think that's about it. The only channels that I know of. There may be more that, if I haven't mentioned you, if you've got a channel in here, if any people in here that have got channels, please, 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 can you put the links to your channels in the chat so that people can just click on the link so they can go and subscribe to you? That'd be absolutely fantastic if you could do that. Oh yeah, Joanne's got a channel as well. So please make sure you go and subscribe to her channel. I think, Joanne, what do you talk to people on your channel about? It's mostly about cats, isn't it? So that'd be pretty cool. I think she talks to people about what sort of cats there are and what the differences are between the different breeds and things that it's quite. I find it really interesting. Joanne says one of the kittens has tried chocolate. Just tried chocolate cake. Dear Lord, how did that go? Can their stomachs take it? And I remember my cat, he tried to pull the Christmas turkey out of the fridge. It was cooked, mind. James Dunlop says Southampton are level against Norwich. Right, let's go and check that out. Let's go and check that out. here we go. What am I doing here? Oh. Yeah, listen, guys. There's been a lot of drama in that Southampton Norwich game. It's currently Southampton 2, Norwich City 2. After Sargent gave Norwich the lead in the 7th minute, Southampton equalised in the 17th minute through Bednarek, and then just 4 minutes later, Armstrong gave Southampton the lead with a penalty, and then 2 minutes after that, Sarah made it 2-2. So a bit of a ding-dong battle going on at the St Mary's Stadium there. So let's update the scoreboard. So it's currently Southampton 2, Norwich City 2. Fair play. So Southampton 2, Norwich City 2, and we need to do this. There we go. And Joanne says, yeah, couldn't do predictions earlier because Arsenal were playing laugh out loud. Well, make sure you get them in or are you talking about on here? I thought you were talking about in the Super 6. Southampton the 2-1 up, quick turnaround. Yeah, we saw that, but then Norwich pulled one back 2 minutes later. James Dunlop says today's World Cup matches. I thought you did, but I just wanted to make sure. And the upper tier says cat's backside will be like a pellet gun. Exactly, no. Oh my God. Oh dear, I wouldn't want to be around that cat, that's for sure. James Dunlop says Rotherham lead Blackburn and Ipswich lead Stoke. Right, so let's get into that. So we go to the Championship. It's currently Birmingham City 0, Leeds United 0. I'm sure that's a feisty encounter. If not just between their fans, if nothing else. Cardiff City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Huddersfield Town 0, Leicester City 0, Hull City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 1, the Orcs of Mordor 0, and Wolfeden scored in the 23rd minute to give Ipswich Town the lead. And what else have we got here? Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. And that goal came from Keane in the 25th minute. And Rotherham United 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. And Odefin of Rotherham United has given Rotherham the lead there. He scored that goal in the 23rd minute. And Southampton 2, Norwich City 2. We know about that. It's currently Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0. And then up at the Hawthorns, it's West Bromwich Albion 1, Swansea City 0. And Ayayi scored for West Brom in the 18th minute to give them the lead against the Swans. So yeah, there you go. So we need to do this. And that goal, like I said, for West Bromwich Albion was scored by Semi Ayayi. I think I said that name correct. And there's been a goal at Gillingham. It's Gillingham 1, Accrington Stanley 0. Nadison scored for Gillingham in the 29th minute. So it's Gillingham 1, Accrington. There was another. What was that other one that come through? Yeah, it's Cheltenham 0, Bolton Wanderers 2. Carl Dempsey has scored in the 30th minute, and that goal is added to the goal that was scored in the 15th minute by Childs in the 15th minute. That goal in the 15th minute was assisted by Adebayo. So Bolton lead 2-0 at Cheltenham Town. So there we go. In the Premier League, it's still Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Luton 0, Everton 0, Fulham 0, and Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 0. Championship we just done. Scores in the Scottish Premiership are the same as when we were last time we were there. And there's been a goal in League Two at Wimbledon. It's AFC Wimbledon 0, Wrexham 1. And Lee has scored for Wrexham in the 22nd minute to give them the lead away at Wimbledon. Sparrow 0, Sutton United 0, Bradford City 0, Colchester United 1. Taylor scored in the 9th minute for Colchester. Gillingham, Accrington Stanley we know about. And the games are Harrogate against Forest Green Rovers and Mansfield Town against Morecambe are both goalless. And it's Milton Keynes Dons 1, Tranmere Rovers 0. We know about that. And Newport County are running amok at home to Doncaster Rovers. It's now Newport County 3, Doncaster Rovers 0. Palmer Holden gave them a lead in the 6th minute. Evans added to that to make it 2-0 in the 15th minute. And Wood scored an own goal in the 21st minute. So it's Newport County 3, Doncaster Rovers 0. And what else have we got here? It's Notts County 0, Grimsby Town 1. That goal was scored for Grimsby in the 17th minute by a fella called Rose. And it's Salford City 0, Crawley Town 0. Swindon Town 1, Crewe Alexandra 0. And Goodwin Malife scored in the 21st minute. And it's only been 20 odd minutes gone. And 5 players have seen yellow cards so far in that game. So we need to do this.
Your book, son.
5 of them. 4 from Crewe and 1 from Swindon. So it looks like that's been a bit of a feisty game. And Walsall, it's Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. And that goal came from Johnson in the 24th minute. And there's also been a yellow card in that game as well. So this is
Your book, son.
Yeah, that yellow card is for Cody Johnson. So let's just update the scoreboard. So here we go. So it's Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. So there we go. And here we go. What else have we got? Right. Okie doke. So that's that. I think we're up to date now. But let's go to the chat because I'm sure there's loads of chats waiting there. James Dunlop says Blackburn missed a penalty well before the goal as well. Wow. And Sunderland level at Preston. QPR lead at Cardiff. Wow. And Darren says, afternoon, Warren. Nice to see you, Darren. I hope you're good, my man. Good win for the Gunners this afternoon. I'm sure you're as happy about that as what I am. I'm absolutely buzzing about it, mate. It's a bit of twitchy bum time at the end there, but we won, so that's all that matters. So yeah, nice to see you, Darren. And James Dunlop says Brighton have scored. Solly Marsh with the goal. Right. Let's go and check that out. Right, okie doke. So it's Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Luton Town 0. Marsh scores in the 36th minute to give Brighton the lead. So we need to do. And also in this game, Purvis Estupinan received a yellow card. So this is for you, Purvis.
Your book, son.
So in the Premier League, it's AFC Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Luton Town 0, Everton 0, Fulham 0, Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 0, and the 5:30 kickoff today is Newcastle against Aston Villa. Right, what else we got here? Yep, it's Cardiff City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Armstrong scored from the penalty spot for Queen's Park Rangers in the 34th minute. And Ebo Adams and Sinclair Armstrong. Adams from Cardiff City and Armstrong from QPR have both been booked in that game. So this is for them.
Your book, son.
But as I said, the score in that game is Cardiff City 0, QPR 1. And it's a big score up at Hull. It's Hull City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Peterson scored in the 36th minute for Sheffield Wednesday. So they lead there at Hull by 1-0. And there's a booking for Juan Delgado.
Your book, son.
And let's see if there's any other scores. What happened there? Right. Okay. So. And there's been a goal at Ross County. It's Ross County 1, St Johnstone 0. And that goal was scored by Turner in the 39th minute. And also in that game, Liam Gordon has seen yellow. So this is for Liam Gordon.
Your book, son.
And that was for Carl Turner's goal, not Carl the Volcano Walsh, Carl Turner. So it's Ross County 1, St Johnstone 0. And the other games, it's in the Scottish Premiership, it's Rangers 1, Livingston 0. And St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. So, yeah, I think we're more or less up to date there. More or less up to date. So let's get back into the chat. And Joanne says, I don't rehome the last kitten. I'm naming it after you, Warren. Oh dear, the poor cat. You might get a visit from the RSPCA. Poor cat, that's cruelty. But bless you. Thank you, Joanne. That's a very nice gesture on your behalf. So it's poor cat's named Warren. Dear Lord. James Dunlop says, looking at tomorrow's game, I'm interested to see how Chelsea line up against Liverpool and how do Tottenham cope without Harry Kane. I think they're going to be fine. I reckon it might bring a few players out of their shell and make them step up because he's not there anymore. That Richarlison, he may start shining. I doubt it, but he might do. It's a good opportunity for them to show what they can do. I think Son, I heard this morning that he likes playing as the main striker. So he's a good player, man. So, yeah. And with that money in their pocket, I'm sure Spurs can get a couple of good players in if they need to. So let's see what happens. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll waste all the money and it'll be an absolute disaster. But still, there you go. And hold on a minute. What am I doing with that scoreboard? Yeah, I haven't updated it, have I? So yeah, so that's better. That's much more like it. And Joanne says, afternoon, Darren. And James says, did you see the Juve fans protest against possibly signing Lukaku? Yeah, I did hear about it. I didn't see it. I did hear about it, though. Yeah, they don't take any nonsense, do they? They're ultras, and they've got a lot more power than what fans do in this country. That's for sure. Yeah, so fair play to them for voicing their concerns. Because at the end of the day, football without fans is nothing, as the great man said. And fans are the lifeblood of the game. Simple as that. Right, so let's go through and see what's going on. So there's only been one goal this afternoon in the Premier League, and that's come at Brighton, where Brighton lead Luton Town by a goal to nil. All the other games are goalless. This afternoon, Arsenal defeated Nottingham Forest by 2-1 in their first game of the season. So a good start there for the Gunners. So let's see what else is happening. And James says no one wants Lukaku at all. Chelsea don't want him. Inter have told him to sod off after flirting with Juventus, and the Juventus fans don't want him either. Yeah, exactly. Would you take him back at Everton, James? Would you take him back at Everton? Because you need some goal power, don't you? But whether he would provide it or not, I'm not entirely sure. I think West Ham are another one that could do with a goal scorer, but I'm not sure that he's going to score goals. I think his best days are behind. His best days are behind him. What's going on here? This it's half-time scores. So yeah, so half-time in the Premier League, it's Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 0, Brighton 1, Luton Town 0, Everton 0, Fulham 0, and Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 0. And in the Scottish Premiership, it's Rangers 1, Livingston 0, Ross County 1, St Johnstone 0, and St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. That and then in the Championship, there's been any more goals there? I'm just looking. Looks like there's been a goal at Preston. It's now Preston North End 1, Sunderland 1. Clark there with a penalty for Sunderland to draw them level against Preston. So fair play to him. And that means we need to do this.
Your book, son.
Sorry, we need to... Yeah, sorry about that. Wrong video got played there. Bit of a malfunction there in the Warren's Team Talk Towers, but still, never mind. So let's see what else. And there's been a goal at Southampton. It's Southampton 2, Norwich City 3 now. Rovers scored in the second minute of added on time. So it's Southampton 2, Norwich City 3, and Gomez Zara provided the assist for that one. So it's Southampton 2, Norwich City 3. So we need to update the old scores on the doors, as they say. So Southampton 2, Norwich City 3. And there you have it. So where were we? That's right, we were here, wasn't we? So it's still Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0. It's half-time there, and it's West Brom 1, Swansea 0. So that's that. In League One, it's now Cheltenham Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 3. Smith with an own goal puts Bolton Wanderers 3-0 up away at Cheltenham. And in League One, it's Bristol Rovers 0, Barnsley. Oh, we've done that one. Sorry, guys. It's Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 1. Digby scored in the 31st minute for Cambridge United to put them 1-0 up away at Fleetwood. Yeah, I booted myself out of my own stream. Sorry about that, people. That was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it? Still, there you go. So that's that. Let's see, where are we here? So Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 1. It's Leyton Orient 0, Portsmouth 2. Bishop scored in the 44th minute to give Portsmouth a 2-0 lead away at Leyton Orient. So it's Peterborough United 1, Charlton Athletic 0. Capriano scored on the stroke of half-time, the first minute of added on time at the end of the first half, in fact, gave Peterborough United a 1-0 lead over Charlton Athletic. So it's Peterborough United 1, Charlton Athletic 0. Randall provided the assist there for that goal. Now, there we are. What can you say about that? Can you say about that hasn't already been said? So let's play. Yeah. And it's Wigan Athletic 0, Northampton Town 1, and Hoskins scored in the 24th minute for Northampton Town to give them a 1-goal lead at Wigan Athletic. So it's Wigan Athletic 0, Northampton Town 1. There we are. And let's get back into the chat and see what's going on. So And James says, no, I wouldn't. He'd be kicking up a fuss saying, I want to play in the Champions League like he did when he was with us years ago. No, well, I can understand that, mate, but I don't think he's going to be playing in the Champions League and I think he'll ever be playing in the Champions League again, mate, to be quite frank. He's just not the player he was. He's got to accept the fact that, those days are behind him, I'm afraid. Also, James says, he's past it in the Premier League. He's not the player that he once was. He's put on too much weight, which has made him lose that pace he had. Yeah, and he's just not the player he was, and he needs to accept it. Wow, Norwich lead 3-2. What a cracking game at St Mary's. Yeah, I bet it's absolutely blinding. Absolutely blinding. And Akers is in. He says, Warren, there's some clown on Del Boy channel talking absolute garbage, saying Arsenal will be definitely winning Premier League title. It wasn't Del Boy, was it? Dear oh Lord. Who is it? I want to know what the person's name is. I really want to know. Find out if you can. I'm going to watch it on playback later, and I'll be having a word or two to say about that. Let me see if I can send Del Boy a quick message. Say, what's that all about then? What is this? I hear Akers about someone causing mayhem, saying Arsenal are going to win the title. Right. Anyway, so here we go. Hi Warren, how are you? Says Taib. Hi Taib, how you doing, fella? Hope you've got your full repertoire of jokes and whatnot with you today, my friend. I hope you're doing okay. Taib says, Warren, someone told me that you like eating your fish and chips in the loft. Laugh at that. Mate, I ain't got a loft. I live on a 1-bedroom ground floor flat. So no, I don't know who told you that. That is one of the most off-key comments I think I've seen for months. You're a nutter, mate. Absolute nutter. Well, I love you to bits, my man. You're an absolute legend in my book. Anyway, let's go and see what is going on. Let's see what's going on. What is going on? Let's go back. Football, scores and fixtures. Right, okay. So in the Premier League, still it's half time. They'll be kicking off for the second half in any minute now. So before we kick off for the second half, I'm just going to have a mouthful of water. There we go. Yay! Come on, you rip-roaring Reds. I'm going to have a little bit of my lovely chocolate as well. I don't normally eat on stream because I think it's a bit disrespectful, but I need to have a bit of chocolate. And then that will be it. Right. In the Scottish Premiership, it's Rangers 1, Livingston 0, Ross County 1, St Johnstone 0. And half-time, it's St Mirren 2, Dundee 0. Mandron has added a second goal for St Mirren in the 4th minute of added on time for St Mirren, and that goal was assisted by Boyd Muntz. So here we go, people. Here we go. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. So all the games still half time. Yeah. So it's still half time in all these games. There we go. So let's see what's going on in the chat, if anything at all. There's some acres there. I love that comment. There's some clown on Delboy channel talking absolute garbage, saying Arsenal will definitely be winning the Premier League. I think that's quality. I absolutely love that comment. In fact, I'm going to snip it. And then we're going to, what we're going to do with that is we're going to send it. There we are. I've sent it to Delboy. Taib says, Warren, how are you? Yes, I'm very good, Taib. I always enjoy doing this Saturday show. It's good. It's a good bit of laugh and banter for me. So I'm very happy. Yeah, man. And please, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Anyone who hasn't hit that like button, please get it done. Please hit the like button. Anyone who's new, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well. And please, everyone, please try and make sure you share it around with your friends, your family, and colleagues, whatever, dogs, cats, cows, sheep, cats, particularly Joanne's cats, because Joanne's cats love watching my show as well. She sent me a picture on Instagram once of a cat standing up looking at the TV when I was on. So fair play to her. Yeah, so make sure you do that. Also, make sure you subscribe to the Upper Tier channel. Also, Del Boy Gunner TV channel. Carl Walsh Gunner TV. And make sure you go and follow Darren Sullivan on Instagram as well. Which reminds me, very soon, I'll be doing part 2 of the interview I did with Darren Sullivan. You may have seen the part 1 we did recently. Part 2 is coming very, very soon because we're hoping to be able to finish that off on Monday, and then I will be releasing it shortly after that. So keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that because Darren is a top man. Honestly, he really is. Tybe says, Warren, someone told me that you like eating your fish and chips in the loft. No. And I've already gone through this, haven't we? What am I doing? You nutter, Warren. Right, okay, so let's see if what's going on with live score. Okay, so there's been a goal at Swindon. It's now Swindon Town 2, Crew Alexander 0. The goal came from Young in the 47th minute. So it's Swindon Town 2, Crew Alexandra 0 now. And there has been a goal as well at Sheffield United. It's Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Where it's unsure at the moment who's got that goal. But also in that game, William Osula has picked up a booking. So this is for William Osula.
Your book, son.
And that happened in the 16th minute. And that goal for Crystal Palace has come from Edouard. He scores in the 50th minute. And it's Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. And right, let's see what else is going on here. So we've done that. Oh, hello. What's happened here? Oh, no, that's fine. And there's been another goal at Rotherham. It's now Rotherham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. Omiyendina has scored in the 48th minute to give Rotherham a 2-0 lead at home to Blackburn Rovers. So that's Rotherham 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. And he's also picked up a yellow card in that game as well. So this is for him.
Your book, son.
And there's been a goal at Salford City. And it's Salford City now 1, Crawley Town 1. McElney has got the equaliser for Salford City. So it's Salford City 1, Crawley Town 1. And yeah, there we go. So we just need to do. And there's been another goal at West Bromwich Albion. It's West Bromwich Albion 2, Swansea City 0. And that goal was scored. Do we know who it was scored by? I don't think we do we? Hold on. I'll certainly find out though. Right, here we go. It's details of the goal have just no. Well, while we're waiting for the details of the second goal to come through, there's been a red card at Rotherham. And what the hell? Why tell me these? We don't know who's got the red card either. Wow. Oh, finally, the goal for West. Well, let's go back to the goal then. So the second goal for West Bromwich Albion was scored by Rushworth. Was an own goal in the 50th minute. So it's currently West Bromwich Albion 2, Swansea City 0. See, and there's been a goal at Ross County. So it's Ross County 2, St Johnstone 0 now, and Randall scored in the 51st minute there. So it's Ross County 2, St Johnstone 0. And there's been a goal at Newport County. Wow, what's going on here? Look at this. It's Newport County 4, Doncaster Rovers 0 now. We believe that goal has been scored by Evans to make it Newport County 4, Doncaster Rovers 0. Yeah, it was scored by Evans and assisted by Shane McLaughlin. And there's been another goal at Portsmouth. It's now Leyton Orient 0, Portsmouth 3. So it's 3-0 now. That goal was scored in the 52nd minute. We still don't know who the goal scorer is. And it's just come through. No, it hasn't. Yeah, it is. It's Yengi for Portsmouth has made it. Portsmouth 3, Leyton Orient 0. Right, Let's see what's going on. I think that's us up to date. I think that's us up to date. And there's been a goal at Bournemouth. It's Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 1. Jared Bowen has scored in the 52nd minute, and that goal was assisted by Pablo Fornals. So it's Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 1 now. And there's also been a goal at Harrogate. It's Harrogate 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Matthew Stevens has scored the goal there, and that was assisted by Therese Omotoye. Harrogate 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And there's been a goal at Notts County as well. It's Notts County 2, Grimsby Town. Notts County 2, Grimsby Town 2. Waterfall has scored an own goal in the 50th minute to make it 2-2. What a poor fella having a name like that. Waterfall. Oh dear, oh Lord. I remember years ago, me and my mates, we bumped into this fella in a pub, and he had a dog, right? And its lead was a piece of string. And we asked him what the name of his dog was, and he said, yeah, it's called Falling Down Water. So just, what? You call your dog Falling Down Water? That's just ridiculous. Right. Okay, don't. So let's see where we are with the scores, what the scores on the doors are. So, as we said, it's AFC Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 1. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Luton Town 0, Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1, and Everton 0, Fulham 0. And there's been a goal at Southampton. It's now Southampton 3, Norwich City 3. We're just waiting for the details of the goal to come through. And here it is. No. Still hasn't come through. So, and there it is. It is in now. Adams has scored for Southampton. It's Southampton 3, Norwich City 3. So let's update the scoreboard. So Southampton 3, Norwich City 3. It's now Mansfield 2, Morecambe 0. Mansfield, who are they playing? Yeah, Mansfield 2, Morecambe 0. That goal went in the 62nd minute. Preston North End 2, Sunderland 1. In the 60th minute, that goal was scored. And it's Mansfield Town 2, Morecambe 0. And that goal was scored by Davis, Kelly or Dunn in the 62nd minute. And the goal at Preston was scored by Mads Frioka Jensen in the 60th minute. And it's Mansfield Town 2, Morecambe 0. Yeah, we've done that one. And there's been a goal at Fleetwood Town as well. It's Fleetwood Town 2, Cambridge United. So it's Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 2. That goal was scored by Ghassan Hadami in the 59th minute. And it's now Swindon Town 2, Crew Alexandra 1. Zach Williams there with the goal in the 61st minute. And it's Swindon Town 2, Crew Alexandra 1 now. Where is it? League 2. Here it is. Swindon Town 2, Crew Alexandra 1. Young scored in the 47th minute now. And now there's been another goal at Cardiff. It's Cardiff City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Cardiff City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 2. And Preston, we've done that one. And West Brom have scored again. It's West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 0 now. The goal went in the 64th minute. It's Hull City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Ozan Tufan scored in the 57th minute. As you may remember, Hull City were trailing there by 1-0. They managed to turn it round, and Ozan Tufan has done the goods for them. So let's play this for all those goals that have just been scored. It's now up in Scotland. It's now St Mirren 2, Dundee 1. That goal went in the 63rd minute. The goal from West Brom we talked about just now was scored by John Swift. And the goal for St Mirren was scored by Josh Mulligan in the 63rd minute. Some breaking news. Tottenham have announced a new captain. Well, I clicked on it and it's not telling me anything. Right, some breaking transfer news. Marquinhos has joined on loan from Arsenal. Real Madrid are in talks with Chelsea over the signing of goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. Dear me, what a name. Paul Merson has come out and said he's shocked by Harry Kane's move to Bayern and expects him to score 50 goals for the Germans this season. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, and Kane's going to play for the Germans apparently tonight. That's what Sky Sports are saying. Oh yes, the new Tottenham captain is Son. He's named as the club captain. Apparently, Chelsea are working on a British record £115 million Caicedo deal after Liverpool rejection. Also, Chelsea are close to agreement with Southampton for Lavia. So yeah, that's it. That's all that breaking news there for you. I just thought I'd throw that in there just to do a little bit different. So let's see where we are. Let's see what's going on. In the Premier League, it's Bournemouth 0, West Ham United 1. It's Brighton 1, Luton Town 0. Everton 0, Fulham 0. And it's Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Just over a quarter of the game left to go now in all of those games. Some games have got 19 minutes, some of them have got 24. I'm sure there'll be plenty of added on time at the end. So it seems to be the trend at the moment. Not sure that I agree with that. I just think it's a bit ridiculous, but still, there you go. So in the Championship, it's Birmingham City 0, Leeds United 0, Cardiff City 0, Queen's Park Rangers 2, Huddersfield 0, Leicester City 0, Hull City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 1, Stoke City 0, Millwall 0, Bristol City 0, Preston North End 2, Sunderland 1, Rotherham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 0, Southampton 3, Norwich City 3, Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, and West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 0. And in League One, it's Bristol Rovers 0, Barnsley 1, Burton Albion 0, Derby County 1, Cheltenham Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 3, Exeter City 0, Blackpool 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Cambridge United 2, Leighton Orient 0, Portsmouth 3, Lincoln City 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Oxford United 0, Carlisle United 0, Peterborough United 1, Charlton Athletic 0, Port Vale 0, Reading 0, Stevenage 1, Shrewsbury Town 0, Wigan Athletic 0, Northampton Town 1. In League 2, it's AFC Wimbledon 0, Wrexham 1, Barrow 0, Sutton United 1, Bradford City 2, Colchester United 1, Gillingham 1, Accrington Stanley 0, Harrogate Town 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, Mansfield Town 2, Morecambe 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1, Tranmere Rovers 0, Newport County 4, Doncaster Rovers 0, Notts County 3, Grimsby Town 2, Salford City 1, Crawley Town 1, Swindon Town 2, Crewe Alexandra 1, Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. So that's us up to date with all the scores in England. In Scotland, it's still Rangers 1, Livingston 0, 69 minutes gone there. It's Ross County 2, St Johnstone 0, 73 minutes gone there. And it's St Mirren 2, Dundee 1, 67 minutes gone there. So there we go. That's us up to date. And is there anything in the comments? No, still nothing. So I'm just going to check something here. Hold on 2 seconds for me. I'm just going to mute myself for a sec. Off. Right, sorry about that, guys. I just had to do something there. But anyway, let's see what's going on. There's been a goal flash. It's now West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 1. That goal came in the 75th minute. Teddy Bishop has added a second goal for Lincoln City at home to Wycombe Wanderers. It's Lincoln City 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0. And It's Wigan 1, Northampton Town 1. Charlie Hughes scores there for... What am I doing? Hold on. Yeah. Teddy Bishop added a second goal for Lincoln City in the 73rd minute. And Charlie Hughes equalised for Wigan Athletic at home to Northampton Town. So it's Wigan Athletic 1, Northampton Town 1. So what's going on with Walsall and Stockport County? So let's see. So League 2. So it's still Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. And it's now West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 1. Swift has scored. Swift scored in the 64th minute from the penalty spot to put West Bromwich Albion 2-1. To put, Darling scored. Yeah, Smith. Yes, West Bromwich Albion went 3-0 up after Swift scored from the penalty spot in the 64th minute, and then Darling pulled one back in the 75th minute from Swansea City. So it's West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 1. And okay, so here we go. Some drama at Brighton. It's now Brighton 2, Luton Town 1. Pedro put Brighton 2-0 up from the penalty spot in the 71st minute, and then Morris put Luton, got a goal back for Luton Town to make it 2-1 in the 81st minute. So we need to update the scoreboard, people. So here we go. So it's Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Luton Town 1. So there we go. And there's been a goal at Bournemouth. It's Bournemouth 1, West Ham United 1. Dominic Solanke has equalised for Bournemouth in the 82nd minute. So now, Blackburn have equalised at Rotherham United. It's now Rotherham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 2. That goal came in the 78th minute. And it's now West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 2. That goal came in the 80th minute. And there's goal at Ibrox. There's goal at Ibrox. And Danilo has put Rangers 2-0 up against Livingston. So it's Rangers 2, Livingston 0. So the late drama at Ibrox. Rangers 2-0 up now at home to Livingston. Okay, and there's been another goal at Brighton. So let's go and find out about that. So it's now Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Luton Town 1. Adingra has scored in the 85th minute for Brighton. So it's now Brighton 3, Luton Town 1. So let's update that scoreboard. So it's Brighton 3, Luton Town 1. And let's go back. Let's see what else is going on here. And there's been a goal at Goodison. It's Everton 0, Fulham 1. A goal has been scored by Reed in the 73rd minute. And the season's not got off to a good start there for Everton. Everton 0, Fulham 1. Okay, so it's Bournemouth 1, West Ham United 1, Brighton 3, Luton Town 1, Everton 0, Fulham 1, Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. And so put in the comments section if you want, in the live chat, what you think about this afternoon's game so far, what you think about the scores as they're coming in. Are there any shocks there? Is it going the way you expected? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. Tell me what your thoughts are. In the Championship, it's Birmingham 0, Leeds United 0, Cardiff City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2, Huddersfield Town 0, Leicester City 1, Hull City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 2, Stoke City 0, Millwall 0, Bristol City 0, Preston North End 2, Sunderland 1, Rotherham 2, Blackburn Rovers 2, Southampton 3, Norwich City 3, Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, and West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 2. So yeah, let's see what we got here as well. So in the Championship, currently it's Birmingham City 0, Leeds United 0. It's Cardiff 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2, Huddersfield Town 0, Leicester City 1, Hull City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich Town 2, Stoke City 0, Millwall 0, Bristol City 0, Preston North End 2, Sunderland 1, Rotherham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 2, Southampton 3, Norwich City 3, Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, and West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 2. So that's the Championship, and the games got just a couple of minutes left to play now. Let's go into League One, see what's going on there. And there's a goal at Southampton. It's a goal at Southampton, and it is Southampton 3, Norwich City 4 now. There you go. And Norwich City take a late lead, just like they did last week. Drama, high drama at the St Mary's Stadium, being served up by the Canaries and the Saints. What drama here. There you go. Happy days, ding dong merrily on high. Southampton 3, Norwich City 4. There's also been another goal at Ibrox. Oh, before we go, the fourth goal for Norwich was scored by Christian Fastnacht in the 84th minute. And another goal at Ibrox. It's now Rangers 3, Livingston 0. And the blue half of Glasgow is in raptures. In raptures. Their Premier League, their Premiership title hopes are still hanging there. But albeit they're hanging by a thread. So it's Rangers 3, Livingston 0. The goal was scored by Abdullah Sima in the 84th minute. So there we have it. There we have it, people. So there we go. So in our games, the hand-picked games by my good self for this weekend's games, it's Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Luton Town 1, Rangers 3, Livingston 0, Southampton 3, Norwich City 4, Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. So there we are. So, let's get rid of that. And it's Burton Albion 0, Derby County 3. That goal came from Connor Washington in the 84th. It's Mansfield Town 3, Morecambe 0. That goal by Lucas Atkins surely seals the 3 points for Mansfield Town now. Mansfield Town 3, Morecambe 0. And another goal for Hull City at home to Sheffield Wednesday. It's Hull City 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1. High drama there on the Humberside. Hull City 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1. And Connolly grabbed the fourth goal there for Hull City to give them that 4-1 lead over the men from Sheffield. And there's another goal for Rangers. That seals it. It's done. It's dusted. It's Rangers 4, Livingston 0. So Michael Beale will live to talk his way for another day and talk the way he talks. And he's got more rabbit than Sainsbury's, that one. And he certainly won't be needing to shop at Sainsbury's tonight. That's for sure. Just for the time being, though. So it's Rangers 4, Livingston 0. That goal for Rangers was scored by Kieran Dow in the 90th minute. And there's another goal at Brighton. Another goal at Brighton. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. That goal was scored by the young fella, Efan Ferguson. He makes it Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. And not a happy return to the top flight for the Hatters. They'll be as mad as Hatters tonight about that performance. Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. Rangers 4, Livingston 0, Southampton 3, Norwich City 4, and Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. And there's been a goal in the Birmingham in the Championship. It's Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 0. In the dying minutes of the game, Birmingham City have grabbed the winner to give them a hard-fought victory over the men from Leeds. Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 0. So there we go. There you go. The Blue Noses have done it for their supporters. That goal for Birmingham was scored by Lukas Jukiewicz in the first minute of added on time at the end of the game. And what drama here at the New Den. It's Millwall 0, it's Bristol City 1, and Bristol City grabbed the winner in the 5th minute of added on time. It's Millwall 0, Bristol City 1, and there you go. There you go. And the final whistle is now blowing up and down the country as this thrilling afternoon of drama finally comes to an end in the United Kingdom. Games, whistles blowing, tears being shed on the first day of the English Premiership season, and drama upon drama, and what have we got? So it's ended. Bournemouth 1, West Ham United 1. It's ended. Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. It's still playing at Everton at Goodison Park. So far it's Everton 0, Fulham 1, and it's Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. That's ended there at Bramall Lane. And Goodison Park, they're still playing. 6 minutes of added on time so far, and the Toffees desperately trying to get an equaliser against the Cottagers. It's Everton 0, Fulham 1, and there's been a goal at Orient, and it's Leighton Orient 0 now. Portsmouth 4. Portsmouth running amok at the home of the O's. And here we go. More final whistles being blown, more tears being shed, and it's ended at Ross County. It's ended Ross County 2, St Johnstone 0. They're still playing at Ibrox, and they're still playing at St Mirren. And what else have we got? It's St Mirren 1, Leeds United 0. It's ended at Huddersfield Town 0, Leicester City 1. Leicester City earned their first win of their in their first season back in the second tier of English football. Ipswich Town, it's ended Ipswich Town 2, Stoke City 0. And it's also finished at Watford. It's ended Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0. I'm sure the men from Devon will be happy with that point on the road as they return and make their long way home. 7 hours journey, more or less, that is, down to the southwest. And it's ended Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0. Other games that have finished, it's Exeter City 0, Blackpool 0. And in League 2, it's ended Barrow 2, Sutton United 1. It's ended Gillingham 1, Accrington Stanley 0. And Harrogate Town 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. So let's see where we are. Where are we? And there's been a goal. What drama in one of our featured games. It's Walsall. Where is it? I've lost it. Shocking. Oh, there's only one way that I'm going to be able to sort this out. Right, so League 2. Is it League 2? Yeah, here we go. A late goal at Walsall, and it's Walsall were leading by 2-0, and then Stockport pulled one back in the 7th minute of added on time, and it's currently Walsall 2, Stockport County 1. 8 minutes of added on time being played there so far. Walsall 2, Stockport County 1. And the question on everyone's lips there is, can Walsall hang on to get the 3 points, or will Stockport grab a last gasp equaliser and get a point in the game? It's Walsall 2, Stockport County 1. So let's update the scoreboard. So still a few games being played up and down the country, and there's still drama being played out all around the country here. All the games in the Premier League have finished. It's finished. AFC Bournemouth 1, West Ham United 1. It's ended. Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. It's ended. Everton 0, Fulham 1. And it's ended. Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. So let's see what the goal scorers were in those Premier League games. To start off with the early kickoff at the Emirates Stadium, it finished Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and Eddie Nketiah gave Arsenal the lead in the 26th minute. 6 minutes later, Bukayo Saka gave Arsenal a 2-goal lead before Nottingham Forest pulled one back in the 82nd minute from Uwinyi. And so Arsenal ran out winners by 2-1 there. And the game between AFC Bournemouth and West Ham, it ended Bournemouth 1, West Ham United 1. And Bowen gave West Ham United the lead in the 51st minute, and then Solanke equalised for Bournemouth to make it AFC Bournemouth 1, West Ham United 1. And then Brighton against Luton Town. This one ended Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. The goals in that game came from Marsh in the 36th minute, Pedro in the 71st minute from the penalty spot, Adin Dingra in the 81st minute, and then Ferguson in the 5th minute of added on time made it 4-0, and then made it 4-1. Morris got the consolation goal for Luton Town from the penalty spot in the 81st minute. But Brighton and Hove Albion gave Luton Town a comprehensive beating today. Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Luton Town 1. The game between Everton and Fulham, it ended Everton 0, Fulham 1. Reed gave Fulham the lead in the 73rd minute, and that's the way it ended. And the Cottagers went home with the 3 points and the bragging rights. So Everton 0, Fulham 1. And the game at Bramall Lane, that ended Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Edouard scored for the Eagles there in the 49th minute, and the Eagles certainly did dare on this day. So it was Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. The goal came from Edouard in the 49th minute. Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Edouard, the goal scorer there for the Eagles. So let's see what's going on in the rest of the country. And all the games have finished in the Championship. It's Coventry. It ended earlier today. Coventry City 3, Middlesbrough 0. Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 0. Cardiff City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Huddersfield Town 0, Leicester City 1. Hull City 4, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Ipswich Town 2, Stoke City 0, Millwall 0, Bristol City 1, Preston North End 2, Sunderland 1, Rotherham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 2, Southampton 4, Norwich City 4. The game ended. Southampton, they got a penalty in the 7th minute of added on time that was converted by Armstrong to make it Southampton 4, Norwich City 4. What a game that must have been. Oh my days. So Southampton 4, Norwich City 4, and Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 2. In the Scottish Premiership, it ended Rangers 4, Livingston 0. A late flurry of goals confirmed Rangers' victory there at Ibrox. Ross County 2, St Johnstone 0. And then finally, St Mirren 2, Dundee 1. And that was the 3 o'clock kickoffs there in the Scottish Premiership. So there we go. So, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day there because my throat's starting to go. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed the show today. It's been great fun, I have to say. Lots of goals, plenty of drama and excitement. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you all again really, really soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Remember, take care of all your friends, your families, your loved ones, and share some love and kindness around the world. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.